All right, so you don't want to be here any more than I want to be here, but I imagine you want to be here because you're watching. But you know what? Thanks for watching. You tune in. You continue to make this channel what it is. I know this was a disappointing night. If you are a Denver Nuggets fan, terrible night. If you an OKC Thunder fan, that's 3 wins in a row, I believe. Great night. You got an absolutely emerging star in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 12 assists tonight. The Denver Nuggets are being waxed as we currently speak by the OKC City Thunder, and I thought I might as well go ahead and get a video out while we feel like talking about it. Because after this, I ain't going to feel like talking about this game. Predictably, the Denver Nuggets had 4 days off on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then most of today off, so technically 5. And, you know, they were playing pickleball. They went to go see Spider-Man with the whole team yesterday. And, you know, Michael Malone is talking about how Jokic he needs to be all defensive player this year. I've been saying on my Twitter he needs to make an all defense team. But sure enough, they come out and they basically get flattened by the OKC Thunder. 108-94 is the score right now. And there's a lot to this, man. I said on my Twitter, you know, it's really weird to me and it's frustrating to me how so many people try to blame Will Barton for when the team struggles. I get it. He's not playing well. He's been hurt. There's a lot to that. I understand where some of the frustration comes. He's taking up shots, taking up three-pointers, and he's not hitting his shots. But my issue with this is, maybe this is a little key on leadership. This is how at least I was raised on leadership. So this is my perspective. This is how I was taught to understand my role as a leader of a Division I college football team, high school teams, to being a leader now in society and the culture. You don't blame people who are not the leader or not the best. You don't blame role players for not always doing their job. Now, again, it's going to happen, man. Like, they're role players. One thing I would like to keep in perspective is I've said many times this year on this channel that Nikola Jokic needs more help, that the bench is terrible. It's one of the worst in the NBA. Doesn't make any sense. I think Tim Connolly needs to make certain moves. I said all this. But here's the problem. Jokic is the MVP. He's the best player in the NBA. He is the tone setter. I know Jamal Murray is the fire, but one of the things that we have to understand is that the reason Will Barton is not consistent is because he's not supposed to be a consistent star player. The reason you have Monte Morris, who's not consistent, or other role players on the team offensively not consistent, even Aaron Gordon, who's not consistent game in and game out offensively, because he's not Jamal Murray and he's not Michael Porter Jr. The Nuggets are literally missing their 2 other star max players, and everybody else is raising the tide. Everyone else is. They're trying to play. They're trying to make up the difference, but they can't do it every night because they're literally not built to do it. Physically, mentally, emotionally, they can't do it. They're not them. But that's the cost of being a star player. Not a MVP level star player like Yoke, but just an all-star level player. That's what it costs. That's what it takes. So my issue is that sometimes we talk about Will Barton like he is the main reason the Nuggets don't play well. And look, I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. I would like to make a case that the reason the Nuggets were so bad tonight is because the MVP of the NBA didn't do his job. Now, what does that mean? Cameron, he's averaging 26, 13.8, 7.5. How did he not do his job? Yoke sets the tone. When they wake up, when they get to the practice court, off hours, when they get to the game facility for shoot around, during the game, timeouts, huddles, halftime, that's the MVP. That's when he leads. That's when he sets the tone. You think that the OKC Thunder are better than the Nuggets? Of course not. But the OKC Thunder came out tonight and said that we wanted more than you do, and we're willing to give more than you. So the Nuggets were the 5th seed before tonight. Now they're the 7th seed, and they're tied with the Lakers, and that's their fault. OKC Thunder are 11-19 on the year. So this is what I mean. Jokic's the best player. I am probably on everyone on the YouTube, at least on the YouTube circuit, I don't think there is someone higher on Jokic than me. I think that's been pretty clear. I have a whole video coming out comparing him to Michael Jordan in the 1980s that I'm working on behind the scenes because it's going to be that big. And there's so much data behind it. I truly believe that Jokic is that special, but I'm also not someone who's going to withhold criticism when it's necessary. And if he is going to be that player, I know that he had an article came out in Serbian. You know, I translated it on Google Translate. It was a great article. He takes everything personally. He's going to take tonight personally. So what I'm saying to the community, it's not to Jokic, it's to the community, that Jokic, if he's going to be that kind of player, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Larry Bird, Shaquille O'Neal, Magic Johnson. If that's the kind of tier he's going to be in, maybe not Bron and MJ, but Larry Bird, Magic, then much more is going to be required of him to be able to do this and have these difficult conversations and set the tone and say, y'all, when y'all coming out flat, it's unacceptable. The Nuggets gave up 42 points in the paint to the OKC Thunder. Oh, my bad, y'all. They gave up 42 points to the OKC Thunder in the first half. That's the most the Thunder have had in a half this year. Do they have Joel Embiid? No. Even Rudy Gobert? No. Karl Anthony Towns? No. Anthony Davis? No. Even Bam Adebayo? No. DeAndre Ayton? No. How did that happen? Oh, because the guards were getting blown by. True. Jokic was in the paint getting dusted up. True. They hit every mid-range shot available. Josh Giddey, who I love, by the way, I think he's going to be a great player. I love SGA. Again, if you've been on my Twitter, you know I have an affection for SGA. I love him to see him in Denver. Not going to happen. They didn't play good defense, and their effort was terrible the whole night. Like, from start to finish, it was the whole night. So if Michael Malone is the dad of the group, who should be the one to check his brothers as the older one, as the strongest one, as the best one, and make sure that that tone, when it's being set in the first quarter, when they were down 10 points after the first quarter, who should be the one to step into that? That should be Jokic. Jokic should be the one to do that. That's a part of his responsibility. But again, I'm not going to be too hard on him because it's not. Look, man, he's been great all year. This is literally his worst game of the year. His other worst game of the year was what, like 17, 15, and 12? Everything is relative. It's not that big of a deal. But my issue is they do this sometimes. And I had a feeling tonight that when they're playing against the OKC Thunder, hey, man, I've seen this story before. OKC Thunder are not a threat to them. They're not worried about them. They don't, not playoff atmosphere. There's a chance that they could lose this game. Now, did I think they would get rolled? But no, but you know what? Makes sense. It's just frustrating because, again, you want to try to pick up easy wins, stop making things so hard on yourselves. But now the Denver Nuggets are down three games back of 4th seed right now, which I believe they'll make up at some point. And they are 6 games back from the 3rd seed. So, you know, it is what it is. They're 15-15, first 30 games of the year. Last year, this time, they were 16-14. Now they're 15-15 without Jamal Murray, without Michael Porter Jr. So, anyway, it is what it is, you all. It's going to be better. We have a doubleheader. Tomorrow night, the Denver Nuggets play again. They play against the Charlotte Hornets back in Denver. So, hopefully, they'll go and show up and get a win. That's going to do it, you all. SwipaCam. I will see y'all soon. We out, baby.